fourth verse, huh?
Yeah, fourth dash.
What?
Fourth and fifth. They are together. 4-5.
Okay, we're ready. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Maharaj. I turned it on.
Okay. Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So today we are hearing. So I accidentally got Letta on the phone, so if she calls, you tell her by accident, right?
Yeah.
So today we're hearing from Bhagavad Gita, and chapter 10 and verses 4 and 5. Is that correct, Mataji?
Yes, Maharaj.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, that's 4 and 5. Buddhir Jnanam Asamoha, Kshama Satyam Damad Sama, Sukham Dukam Bhavo Bhavo, Vayam Cha Vayam Eva Cha, Ahimsa Samata Tustis, Tapo Danam Yaso Yasha, Bhavanti Bhava Bhutanam Mata Eva Pritak Vida. Translation: intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, nonviolence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone, and me meaning Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna, and they are described here. Intelligence refers to the power to analyze things in their proper perspective. Very nice definition. Intelligence refers to the power to analyze things in their proper perspective. And knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit and what is matter. Ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter, and it is not accepted here as knowledge. Knowledge means knowing the distinction between spirit and matter. In modern education, there is no knowledge about spirit. They are simply taking care of the material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. Asamoha, freedom from doubt and delusion, can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. Slowly but surely, he becomes free from bewilderment. Nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Kshama, tolerance, and forgiveness should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. Satyam, truthfulness, means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be misrepresented. According to social convention, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others. But that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief, and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth. Control of the senses means that the senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Similarly, one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts. That is called sama. One should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of the human being. That should be presented authoritatively. Wait a minute. One second. One should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings. And that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons and spiritual masters, and those whose thinking is highly developed. Sukham, pleasure or happiness, should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. Bhava, birth, should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death. That we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities, he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know that their future holds, what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. If we want to get free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.37, it is stated, Vayam Vitya Vesata Syat. Fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Their future is very bright. This fear is a condition of persons who are not in Krishna consciousness. Abhayam, fearlessness, is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. Ahimsa, nonviolence, means that one should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. Material activities that are promised by so many politicians, sociologists, philanthropists, etc., do not produce very good results because the politicians and philanthropists have no transcendental vision. They do not know what is actually beneficial for human society. Ahimsa means that people should be trained in such a way that the full utilization of the human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement or any commissions which do not further that end commit violence on the human body. That which furthers the future spiritual happiness of the people in general is called nonviolence. Samatha, which means equanimity, refers to freedom from attachment and aversion. To be very much attached or to be very much detached is not the best. This material world should be accepted without attachment or aversion. That which is favorable for prosecuting Krishna consciousness should be accepted. That which is unfavorable should be rejected. That is called samatha, equanimity. A person in Krishna consciousness has nothing to reject and nothing to accept, save in terms of its usefulness in the prosecution of Krishna consciousness. So if there's something that can be used in Krishna consciousness, then it should be. That shouldn't be rejected. Tusti means satisfaction. That one should not be eager to gather more and more material goods by unnecessary activity. One should be satisfied with whatever is obtained by the grace of the Supreme Lord. That is called satisfaction. Tapas means austerity or penance. There are many rules and regulations in the Vedas which apply here. There are many rules, there are many rules and regulations in the Vedas which apply here, like rising early in the morning and taking a bath. Sometimes it is very troublesome to rise early in the morning, but whatever voluntary trouble one may suffer in this way is called penance. Similarly, there are prescriptions for fasting on certain days of the month. One may not be inclined to practice such fasting, but because of his determination to make advancement in the science of Krishna consciousness, he should accept such bodily troubles when they are recommended. However, one should not fast unnecessarily or against Vedic injunctions. One should not fast for some political purpose. That is described in Bhagavad Gita as fasting in ignorance, and anything done in ignorance or passion does not lead to spiritual advancement. Everything done in the mode of goodness does advance one. However, the fasting done in terms of the Vedic injunctions enriches one in spiritual knowledge. As far as charity is concerned, one should give 50% of his earnings to some good cause. And what is a good cause? It is that which is conducted in terms of Krishna consciousness. That is not only a good cause, but the best cause. Because Krishna is good, his cause is also good. Thus, charity should be given to a person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness. According to Vedic literature, it is enjoined that charity should be given to the Brahmanas. This charity is still followed, although not very nicely in terms of the Vedic injunctions. But still, the injunction is that charity should be given to the Brahmanas. Why? Because they are engaged in higher cultivation of spiritual knowledge. A Brahmana is supposed to devote his whole life to understanding Brahman. Brahma Janatiti Brahmana. One who knows Brahman, meaning the absolute truth, or Krishna, is called Brahmana. Thus, charity is offered to the Brahmanas because they are always engaged in higher spiritual service and have no time to earn their livelihood. In the Vedic literature, charity is also to be awarded to one in the renounced order of life, the sannyasis. The sannyasi. The sannyasis beg from door to door, not for money, but for missionary purposes. The system is that they go from door to door to awaken the householders from the slumber of ignorance. Because the householders are engaged in family affairs and have forgotten their actual purpose in life. Awakening their Krishna consciousness, it is the business of the sannyasis to go as beggars to the householders and encourage them to be Krishna conscious. As it is said in the Vedas, one should awake and achieve what is due him in this human form of life. This knowledge and method is distributed by the sannyasis. Hence, charity is to be given to the renouncer of life, to the brahmanas, and similar good causes, not to any whimsical cause. Yashas, fame, should be according to Lord Chaitanya, who said that a man is famous when he is known as a great devotee. That is real fame. If one has become a great man in Krishna consciousness, and it is known then that he is truly famous, one who does not have such fame is infamous. All these qualities are manifest throughout the universe in human society and in the society of the demigods. There are many forms of humanity on other planets, and these qualities are there. Now, for one who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna creates all these qualities, but the person develops them himself from within. One who engages in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord develops all the good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord. Of whatever we find, good or bad, the origin is Krishna. Nothing can manifest itself in this material world which is not in Krishna. That is knowledge. Although we know that things are differently situated, we should realize that everything flows from Krishna. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Very wonderful. Our time is up
Yes,
already.
Yeah, we can finish.
Huh?
We can finish.
Yeah, are there any questions? This was a very long purport, but a very profound purport. And it was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5
pages.
pages.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Almost equivalent to 4 or 5 verses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? I have a comment.
Yes, Maharaj.
If you see me knocking on your door and asking for a donation, don't be surprised. It'll be for a good cause,
Yes.
for our third
Temple.
temple.
Bell bottle.
Yeah, brothel. And it says here, the sannyasis beg from door to door, not for money, but for missionary purposes.
Very good.
The system is that they go from door to door to awaken the householders from the slumber of ignorance.
Mhm.
Because the householders are engaged in family affairs and have forgotten their actual purpose in life, which is awakening their Krishna consciousness. It is the business of the sannyasis to go as beggars to the householders and encourage them to be Krishna conscious. As it is said in the Vedas, one should awake and achieve what is due him in the human form of life. This knowledge and method is distributed by the sannyasis. Hence, charity is to be given to the renouncer of life, to the brahmanas, and similar good causes, not to any whimsical cause. What do you call? Are there any questions, my dear devotees?
So the money we are donation we are asking, we are spiritualizing their money.
Well, we use it only for spiritual purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their money, their hard work is becoming Krishna conscious now.
Yeah, it becomes an asset for them
Yes.
that they're using money in Krishna's service. But if someone begs and uses it for sense gratification, that's very bad.
Mhm.
Not only that person suffers, but the person who gave the donation will also suffer. So you have to be very careful who you give the money to. You'll get 1/6 of that person's karma. So, yeah, you have to vet people before you give donations. Be absolutely sure that they're going to use that money in Krishna's service. Then you are blessed.
Yeah.
Okay, no questions. We will end there.
Can I ask a question? Please accept my humble obeisances.
Yes, go right ahead, Mataji. We're happy to hear your question.
Maharaj, how do you advance faster in Krishna consciousness? Like if you're a shy person, that was my question.
Say that again.
How do you advance faster in Krishna consciousness when you're a shy person and not very much able to interact much?
Do you have any friends?
Not much, Maharaj.
Or do you have a friend?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can interact with your friend, right? And you can go with your friend to the temple and take part in devotional service in the temple. You can go with your friend to festivals that devotees are organizing. We just had a big festival, there'll be more festivals. And it's always good to have a friend, a buddy, as they say in English, that will always keep you from being introverted. You have to be extroverted to associate with other people. So if you have a friend with you all the time, another lady, and you're both, are good friends, then you'll feel more, let's say, confident and be able to interact with other people. How's that sound?
Yes, Maharaj. I think that's a good answer. I will try to I'll try to go with my friend.
God bless you. May you have many friends. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. May Krishna bless you to have many friends and to be able to go in safety with those friends to different programs and especially to the temple.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Well, I think we'll stop right there. And I'm going to go to the temple now and give a class.
Yes. Stop.
Thank you very much. And chant Hare Krishna and be
No, yeah.
happy. I might eat a little bit.
Yes.
Right.